All right, once again, welcome back to Kid Golf Sasa TV, and here is again Shiro. We are talking about Bedspace owners. I'm not going to say much because Shiro is here with us. She's going to explain everything, and we will be asking questions. Shiro,
Yes.
nataka kuona vizuri, sijui unajifichanga wapi kwa kona hapo.
Sitaki ni kwenye nimekaa. Sitaki kukaa kwa kiti, nataka kukaa mahali niko juu.
So leo tunataka tujue what is a bed space because kuna watu wako Kenya wanashindwa bed. Hiyo ni mnyama gani mnasema bed space? So kwa wale wako Kenya na maybe wanataka kuja kutamak next month inshallah, wangependa kujua what is a bed space na nini what happens there.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, bed space is a shared accommodation, and they're in different levels. You can have like a bed space whereby men, it's a gents room only. Sometimes it's a ladies room only. Sometimes it is a mixed room. So it's in different levels. That's what we can say. So normally people share the beds. Most of them you find there is a double decker, a bed on the lower side and a bed on the upper side. And in most cases, the lower bed is a bit expensive than the upper bed. So you find most of the times, especially when people are new in the UAE or people are coming to tarmac, most people prefer taking the upper bed, which is a little bit cheaper. And now,
so in short, you're saying a bed space is like a hostel, right?
Yeah, it's like a hostel back in the college, in the universities in Kenya. Yeah.
So why do tamakas prefer the upper bed?
Most of them, when you tell them, okay, like for me now, I don't keep people looking for job anymore. I only keep working people. But before, I used to keep people looking for job more than even the ones working, because the way I used to do it, like you people at the airport, you guide them, you show them so many things. But I stopped, and I'm only now dealing with working people. So most people prefer the upper bed because it's a little bit cheaper. You find in most cases, and especially now after the COVID, most of the lower beds, you find a bed going for 600, 650, 700. It depends with the location. And also, like in most houses whereby they are villas, it is a little bit cheaper. Because in the villa, when you're in a villa, when you pay the rent to the landlord or to whoever have given you the house, in most cases it is all inclusive of dewa. In most cases, so you pay rent inclusive of the dewa. But like for people like now, like for me, mines are flat, and when it is a flat, it means the dewa you are entitled to pay the dewa. So like for me, I have dewa account for the house, so I consider dewa so much because that is what can make you know if you're doing business or not, because dewa consumption is very high, especially lately it has gone high, and it depends how you use the dewa. Sometimes there are many people who wouldn't understand when you tell them we have to control the dewa. You see, like now an AC cannot run for 24 hours and you have people in the house 24 hours. That means your consumption gets higher. It becomes high. The dewa becomes very high. And you see, you cannot be having a house whereby you're paying a dewa of 3,000 dirham or 2,500 dirham. And when you count what you're getting, what is your income, you're getting nothing. So you have to control that dewa. We don't control it in a bad way. It's because, a bed space is also an investment. At the end of the day, you put your money there to have that bed space, But most people, like especially when people come in and they find that you have a house, the house have rules, they don't want to abide by the rules. They want to stay on their own way or on their own rules, forgetting that This is not a public place. This is your investment. This is your money that you have put there. No matter how that bed space looks, it is big, it is small, however it looks, at the end of the day, you're the one who invested. But many people don't want to understand that. I can attest to that. That is the main reason that put me to a corner, and I decided I will no longer keep new people looking for job. I will only deal with people working, people who are working, no matter how many they are, but they are working. Because my bills will go down. People will come in the morning, they will wake up, they will go to job, or if someone is working whatever shift. So most of the times you see, we try to control that devil. But if you have people who are looking for job, and sometimes they don't go even to tarmac outside, they are 24 hours in the house. Maybe you put the AC on, the water consumption, everything, you find the bill is very high and you're not able to maintain that. But people coming from Kenya will not understand that. So you see, for bed space, it's also a challenging, it's quite challenging having a bed space, staying with people, different people. Okay, like for me, I decided I will only go for Kenyans. I don't want to have, I used to have different nationalities, so with different cultures and what, so many things. So I decided I will go only for Kenyans, working Kenyans, and that's it. People you can talk, you understand each other much easily. So like most of the tarmacers, when they come, people looking for job, they prefer the upper bed because you can find the difference is maybe 100 or 150. The difference between the upper bed and the lower bed. And you see that 100, it can buy you food for a month, that 150.
What's the difference between a bed space and a partition?
Okay, for a partition, okay, if I don't get someone in the room, the one which has gents room, I will show you how a bed space look. And if, okay, for a partition, I think I can try and show you how one looks, how a partition looks. A partition is fully closed. It is a room with a bed, a wardrobe, and maybe you can put some little of your stuff, and it is fully closed. It is enclosed up to the roof. So even when someone is on the other side, can't hear the other person on the other side, and it has AC.
Okay.
And they're more expensive because here you have all the privacy that you need. But you know, in a bed space, there is no privacy.
So let's say, for example, a babyface has a girlfriend and decides to come to your place. Do you allow such?
Okay, for me, I have different houses. There is the house where I live, where I am now, the house I'm living now. I don't keep, we are all, it's for singles. No couple beds. And like the gents room, it's for gents alone. Ladies are not allowed there. So it's for men. Women don't go there because also, you know, people don't, there are factors that people don't consider, and they will just say that maybe you are too strict, or maybe your rules in your house are very high, or the standard that you have set. But look at this situation. This is a gents room. It's for men only. And you find most of these men are those men, okay, they are married back, they have their families back at home. They don't want to stay with women, they want to stay alone. So you cannot tell me you'll come and join a bed, and in that bed where these men are living, all men alone, you want to bring your girlfriend there. It's not fair. If you want to live with your wife, with your girlfriend, with what, I always tell people there is an option of a partition. You have all the privacy, you'll not disturb anyone, your issues, whatever you do, that will be nobody's business. But you see now in a bed space, it's so open. You see people putting a lot of curtains, and at the end of the day, even these curtains are the ones, like if you have bed bugs, they spread them very easily. But people don't understand. So for me, I prefer, if you are a couple, you want a partition, go for a partition. You'll have all the privacy. You'll have all what you want. But you cannot tell me this is a gents room. There are men, maybe like 4 men sleeping in the beds, and now you're here with your lady.
But why do you have restrictions and yet
For me, I
divide?
don't think it's fair.
Did you get my question? Why do you have restrictions and yet Dubai is very open?
Yeah.
Shiro,
Yes.
unanisikia? I'm
Nakusikia.
asking,
Mm-hmm.
why should you have so many restrictions and yet recently we read in the news that Dubai is open? Are you fair?
Okay, you see, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm fair. I feel I'm fair because at the end of the day, it is open. It's okay. It's okay. It's open. It's fine. But still, that is my principle. I don't want to mix ladies and women in the same room. Before I did it, there were so many consequences. There were so many issues. And that's why I settled for that. And also, let's look at there are those people they want to stay alone. If it's men, they want men room alone. If it's ladies, okay, I used to have a ladies room alone. Although now I no longer have ladies room. I have partitions where two ladies can share. Only two ladies in a partition. Up and down, the ladies are sharing. And also I find it is also more convenient than when you have a big ladies room with so many issues, so many problems, fights and quarrels and so many things. But you see, even if it is open, it doesn't mean that I'm going to change my gents room and make it a mixed bed space. There are people who came there, that's what they want. That's their decision. For me, he will tell you, someone will tell you, I'm just looking for a gents room alone and not drinking, no beer, no fighting. That's what many people tell you. If you look at the most of people when they are looking for bed space, especially nowadays, I don't know why someone will just ask you, I hope people don't drink beer and fight in your house. I hope there are no fights. You see like that. So for me, I go for that specification. That's my line. So that's why I decided it's better you do all partitions with privacy, and I'm left with only one room, which is a gents room.
We also had some complaints from members asking, why do we have to have? How comes Kenyan bed spaces or partitions are expensive compared to other nationalities?
Okay, like for instance, it depends with where you put that bed space and whoever gave you the, like for me, I'm exactly at the metro where the house I'm living in now. It's exactly from the metro direct to the house, just as a minute you are in the house. So you see, even this, like my landlord is an Emirati, and you tell him, please reduce for us the rent. Even it was very high. Actually, it's he brought it a little bit down, and I'm sure like now our house is under full renovation. So I don't know if the rent will go up or not after it, because we are is like demolishing the room completely and making everything new, like the doors, the tiles, the kitchen fixings, and everything. So I don't know, but you see, it depends with how also you are being charged. Like now, you're on a tenancy agreement. You pay dewa, and the rent is very high, of which now there is nothing you can do. You have to charge that amount. But you see, when you're in a villa, most of the villas they don't charge a lot, and you're not on an agreement that you have to stay here for a year. If you cannot continue 2 years, you'll pay the rent, and you're not in the house because you cancelled the agreement or what. In a villa, you know, you can stay this month, next month you decide I'm moving my bed space and what. So there are so many factors that I think, like most of us, you want to keep a bed space somewhere safe and secure, somewhere you feel at the end of the day, I feel I'm secure. And also the people are secure in the house.
There's something you talked about bed space owners misleading tamakers. Can
Yeah.
you please expand on that?
For example, okay, you hear cases of someone, you see, you are a bed space owner, you know someone is coming from Kenya. Maybe someone contacted through you through the Facebook and they told you about I'm coming, it is my first time, I don't know anyone in UAE. It's not fair. When this person comes, you pick the person at the airport and now you start telling the person, like, okay, let's say like rent, you will have to pay 3 months together, or you know something how it is done, you don't want to tell them in the right way. You are misleading a person. It's not good. People are you see people contacting you and telling you, my landlady is telling you this and this, or my landlord. You feel it is not fair, or keeping the documents for the people. There are things that when you're advising someone, be straight and be truthful, because you cannot advise someone to go in the wrong direction, and you know you have been in UAE for long, you know this is wrong and this is right. It's not good. Or you find like another lady, she came through a Bedspace owner. This Bedspace owner is the one who got her the visa, the ticket, and the house. And she told her, when you give me this 200,000, or everything will be inclusive for 3 months. The ticket, the visa, the Bedspace, the food, everything will be inclusive. And when upon arrival, the lady comes and stays, and even you are a Bedspace owner, you are telling someone, immediately you come, you'll find a job the same day. And you know it's not possible. Why should you lie all this? So you find someone, you are staying somewhere, you paid rent, everything for 3 months, you are promised a job that is not there, and then even that landlord or landlady is not guiding you in any way. So the lady, the 3 months ended up finishing, she went back home, and you know she had taken a loan from women of 200,000. So you can imagine the mess that lady went through. It was quite tough for her.
Okay. I want you to say that in Swahili, because kuna watu utasikia wananiambia, oh, you know, you guys were chatting in English, sikuelewa, sijui nini, what happened. Can you explain what happened? Nini nilifanyika, Shiro? Hiyo story unasema.
Sasa wacha nielezee kwa Kiswahili. Unajua si vizuri, mtu ni Mkenya mwenzako, anakucontact kwa Facebook, kwa Messenger, mnaongea, anakuelezea anakuja kutafuta job na nini, mnakubaliana, unamwambia okay, mimi nitakupia package ya 200,000, nitakutafutia visa na nikulipia ticket. Hiyo 200,000 itakuwa ni inclusive, kila kitu itakuwa kwa hiyo 200,000, na nakupromise within a week utakuwa umepata job. So mtu anakuja, anafika, hata kumchukua airport yenyewe ni shida, ni ya kupigie simu, akungojee. Unakuja, anaingia kwa nyumba, hata hamuonani a whole week, mnaonana after 1 week, na ndio unamuelezea sasa kuko hivi na hivi. And then after 1 month unaanza kumuuliza anafaa kubuy food na nini, na ulimwambia ile 200,000 iko all inclusive. Na mtu back home alienda KWFT akachukua loan ya 200k akakutumia yote juu. Unajua mtu akiwa amepromisiwa hii job ina include kila kitu, inakuwa ni sawa. But now sasa amefika hapa, unamwambia hivi na hivi na hivi. It's not fair.
Na comment hapo mtu anasema you are also
naelewa. Nikifanya hivi nilikuwa na expect, because I know kuna watu mimi wamekuja hapa kwangu, especially ladies, na ndio mpaka nikaachana na ladies room ya kama kazi. Mtu anakuja, unamchukua airport, unakuja na yeye mnamfanyia CV. I used to do CVs, me and my sister, we will do good CVs for people. You guide someone, even sometimes you go to the extent of taking someone or connecting people for a job. Una connect mtu job, unaambia mtu fanya hivi na hivi na hivi. But the thing is, us as Kenyans, unakuja kwa Bedspace ya mtu, hii nyumba iko na rules, iko na sheria zake, lakini wewe unataka kukaa na sheria zako, and that is very bad. Mtu ni investment, it is not ati alikuja akajikuta kwa hiyo nyumba. People want to stay in your house, but with their own rules, not with your rules. For me, I strictly stay with rules. I have my rules. Na nimeziweka, nimeziplace, iko hivi na hivi na hivi. Na ninakujanga, ninakuambia soma, unaona hizi ndio rules? Yes, this is how we stay. Are you able to stay like this or not? And that's it. but there are Kenyans, mtu hata unamsaidia vipi ama vipi, anaona no, I have to stay on my own rule. Hataki kukaa na rules zenye ziko kwa nyumba, anataka akae na zake yeye mwenyewe. This is something I have faced so much with Tamakas, and that's why I ended up deciding that is a chapter closed. If I want to help someone, I help them from a distance. If I want to help someone, there is like the Kewa Tamaking group, yenye kona jobs. I see any job, nobody forces me, I post it there. Anyone who wants to be helped will be helped. But you cannot tell me you will come and live with me in my house. You want to keep your own rules. I cannot live like that. Siwezi.
Why do you think kuna hiyo issue? Is it because the Kenyans hawapati information ya kutosha ama watu tu wameamua kuwa vichwa ngumu?
I would say most people, okay, there are very few people, maybe they don't get proper information even about Bedspace, but there are many people who want to be don't care. They don't care. That's their way of life. Na huwa nauliza mtu, ulikuja Dubai, how long have you been in UAE? How many houses have you lived in? If you want to know someone have a problem or not, ask them, you have lived in Bedspace. How many bed spaces have you lived in? You can find even someone ameishi kwa 10 bed spaces. Why? Because they have a problem. Because if you don't have a problem, it means you're okay. We live with people, even you live with someone for 2 years, for 3 years in the house, they know the rules. But there are people who know the rule, but now they want to change the rule. They want to stay like where other people are living. The way I keep my bed space, it's not the way someone else will keep their bed space. Everyone will keep with their own rules, with their own restrictions. Like for me, people don't drink. I have written it very well, and I tell someone, in my house, there is no drinking. And then you suddenly open a room and you find people have put beer there, they're drinking. Why? You wrote it in the beginning, you asked them, we don't drink, they agreed. Someone will come and be very good the very first month, the second month. Then the third month, they turn to be something else. So you see, as Kenyans, we have our own way of life.
Maybe I have a question. Maybe like hizo your bed spaces, do you have like a designated place? Maybe unaweza sema this place mtakuwa mnakunywa pombe hapa, alafu si kwa rooms. Do you have such arrangement?
You know, Hans, my main reason why I disagreed with drinking, sometimes back, I didn't care about the drink. I didn't care about the rules and what. But you see, people will drink and they start fighting in the house. People will completely fight. So if these people fight in the house, who goes into the biggest trouble? You, as the landlady. These people can fight and something bad happens and they leave you and go. They will go and get another place. But what about you? You have committed yourself, you have the agreement, the tenancy agreement. So even whatever problem happens in your house, even if there was death in your house, you are number one person responsible for that. You will be the number one person to be held for whatever happens in your house.
Okay, what happens Tamaka akishindwa kulipa rent?
Okay, for me,
how do you handle them? Ama ulikuwa unawahandle aje?
Okay, I would say for me there is one instance I have never had people having issues of paying rent, and especially the Tamakas. Because me, I normally tell you, while you are still in Kenya, if we are talking with you, if someone is bringing you to my house, I used to tell someone, my rent I collect this day. Why do I collect it? Do I collect it this day? Because I also have bills. There is rent that I pay. There is dewa that comes and it is paid. There is internet that comes, it is paid. When gas is over, you expect the gas to be replaced. So there are things there are bills that are always waiting, and you cannot be the one paying for the people the bills that they are using. So we have an agreement all from the beginning. That is my agreement, number one. And then, like for instance, there is one time I had two guys who came. That was last year. Two guys, we talked on Facebook, and you're talking with people, they're not telling you they don't have the rent. So you can imagine someone is in Kenya chatting you and telling you, I will arrive on this date. They won't tell you that they don't have rent. So the day that came to pick them at the airport, I went to the airport. I went to Terminal 2. I picked the guy. So when I arrived at the airport, I told him, I explained to him, it is good you take a SIM card here because it is free. So just pay for the airtime so that you can activate the line. And so he talked to the guy who was there and he told him, you can give me 30 dirham, it's 30 dirham, and then I will activate for you the line. And you know what this guy told me? Okay, Shiro, mpatie, nitakupatia tukifika kwa nyumba. Okay, I said, okay, fine. So tukaingia kwa gari. Kuingia kwa gari, akaniambia, you will pay for it and then I will pay you when we arrive in the house. I didn't have a problem. You can imagine, Habs, it was around, ilikuwa kitu, I think it was around kitu saa 6 ya usiku. So mmekuja, mmeingia kwa nyumba, we had cooked food. So I told them, freshen up, and this is the food. I showed them the bed. This is where you're supposed to sleep, and what we will talk tomorrow. Okay. So the following day in the morning, I woke up very early. I was going to work. I went. So when I came back in the evening, around 9, I told them, okay, you can come. We meet in the dining table and talk about. We settle the dues so that at least even when I'm not there, I feel I'm settled. And then when I called these people, the guy told me, give me an M-Pesa number. I will deposit the money on the M-Pesa, and then after I deposit the money, you can get it. Okay, I said, well, fine. I took a pen and a paper, and I gave the guy the number, and so he was supposed to send. So we stayed for like 2 days. I didn't receive any message. I went back and I asked him, you said you sent the money on M-Pesa and I have not received. What is the problem? No, this is when this guy told me, you know something? When I was coming, the plane left me. And once the plane left me, money that I had for your rent, I had to pay the plane. So I asked him, what do you mean? You mean now you don't have rent? You want to sleep for free or what? It is really shocking. You are preparing yourself to go to UAE for 3 months to look for a job, and then you come and you tell the landlord you don't have money. So how do you expect that person to settle the bills? How do you expect that person to also pay the house? And I felt so bad. And I'm telling you, I got so mad because now you are almost finishing a week. You didn't settle the rent, and now you are telling me you don't have money. I have to wait. I have to wait until you get money. And you came to look for a job in UAE, and this is your first week in UAE. Is that fair, Habs? I told him, I'm so sorry. I told him, I'm so sorry, and I cannot take it. You have to leave. Because also, I'm also paying rent. I'm also paying for the bills and everything. How can I keep you in the house? You came from Kenya. You knew very well you are going to UAE. You are going to search for a job for 3 months. We had a chat. You asked me what are the requirements. I told you you have to pay rent for 3 months, transport, there is a food, you have to be printing CVs and some other things. So you can't come. You are looking for a job. You paid a flight, you paid the visa, but now you have arrived in the house. You don't have rent. How do I keep you? We are not even relatives or related. I don't know you. And okay, I will not say I won't help because I don't know you. You can help someone, but look at this person. He knew very well he's going to apply for a job. So who is going to pay for his rent?
I can see kuna mtu anaitwa Joy hapa anasema sijui somebody alitupwa jana. Joy, mtu alitupwa kama hajalipa rent ama alikuwa amelipa rent. Unajua, you see the problem with we Kenyans, tunachukulia biashara ya wengine kimzaha. If someone is in business and you going there to support him ama kwa Bedspace yake, since ni Mkenya haimaanishi hufai kulipa rent. Najua hiyo ni biashara ya mtu, and if you think hautaki kulipa rent you can try somewhere else. Najua ni vizuri tuambiane ukweli. wewe unaenda kwa Bedspace ya mtu na hautaki kulipa rent, alafu sasa ukishatupwa nje unasema oh. We are trying as much as possible to give you information. There's an article we wrote about how much is needed. Bed space, visa, rent, all this ticket. Sijui information huwa tunaiweka tu hapo for a show off. I don't know how why you're not taking this information so serious. Sisi tunajaribu, we are giving information, so I don't see why utasema kuna mtu anatupwa nje ya Bedspace bila makosa, because before utoke Kenya unafaa ujue you need to have enough cash. You need to have enough cash ya rent, you need to have enough cash ya transport. Kuna miscellaneous, maybe unaweza taka kwenda day to day ununue ka something, unaelewa? So you cannot just say kuna mtu ametupwa nje bila makosa. Shiro, you also talked about documents. Mtu asipolipa documents ama mtu akija kwa Bedspace yako previously ulikuwa unachukua passport zao kuwawekea, ama hizo documents, how do they end up in the hands of the Bedspace owners?
Like for me, I don't keep for anyone their document. I didn't keep for people document because you know this, someone hata anaweza shikwa aseme kuna document yake, utasema unafanya nini na document yake, unless someone amekutrust and then you are very close, amekwambia niwekee hii passport please. You see, there are those cases. Someone can, maybe you are close or maybe it's someone from your place, na kwambie hii passport niwekee, because like for me we have lockers and wardrobes, so mtu anaweza jiwekea kitu yake na kuna key, you have a key to your for your safety.
Unanisikia Shiro? It's a connection problem huko kwako. Shiro, can you hear me? Unanisikia?
Yeah.
Kuna connection issue hiyo side yako. Check on your. Unanisikia? You can hear me? Okay. I wanted to ask you also about I wanted to ask you about the issue of cleanliness. Kwa Bedspace zako, who is responsible for making sure that the Bedspace is clean? Wewe ndo unafanya fumigation and all this, ama once ushapata pesa ya rent, that's it?
No. Okay, like for me, earlier before, we used to allocate duties to everyone to clean, especially when I was full-time in school. So we had allocated duties for everyone had their own day to clean that day. But afterwards, I came and realized sometimes, you know, someone will not clean willingly, not in the right way, the way you want it. So I decided every night at 10:45, I'm the one who cleans the house. So I'm the one who does the cleaning, the general cleaning, the fumigation. We don't have bed bugs, we don't have cockroaches or what. I'm the one who does all that on my own. If it's the washroom, everything, I'm the one who does that. Most people, you see, like if it is a cooking gas, the cooking range, you go there, you find it very clean, sparkling clean. You go, you cook. There are people, Kenyans are very funny. Someone wants to go cook, all the sufurias and everything, dump them in the sink. You go and eat, and then at your own convenience, you clean. Who's the same? So for me, I normally have put my rules clear. Use the gas, leave it clean as you found it. Leave it clean as you found it. Pack your food, put it in the working area for it to cool down and hot, but leave it clean, because the next person wants to use, you know, you cannot say this is like in your house, like, or back home in Kenya where you are family, all of you, you cook your food and then you leave all the sufurias in the sink and then you will come and clean later. No, this you cook, you clean. The next person will also have come and do what? Will also come and cook in a very clean place, of which it is a convenience for everyone. And also, this is one way we will not see cockroaches moving around in the house. But you put those rules there, someone will see very well you are supposed to cook, leave the gas clean, pack your food, leave the kitchen clean as you found it. Because that's the way to live. All of you, you should be clean. You should, once someone uses, clean. And that's it. But you cannot cook, leave it like that, and you expect me, when I come, I will be smiling at you. And you know very well that is not the way it's supposed to be. And you know, there are those people who want to show you, me, I'm a man, you don't need to tell me, or me, I'm not the type you need to tell me. If you don't want to be told, if you don't want to live under the rules, okay, fine, go get a place of your own and live alone. People would say maybe I'm talking badly or what, but let us talk the truth. You cannot come to a place where people are living with their rules, you want to change them. Or you want to live the way you are living in previous bed space. Every place, someone have rules. Even at work, we all have rules in where someone is working. Sometimes you'll hear someone banging the door, like even you wonder, if it was at your workplace, will you bang the door that way? But you know, we want to show each other that I'm a Kenyan, you're a Kenyan. You don't have to tell me anything, or you can't tell me anything. And that attitude is very bad. And that attitude is making most of us suffer at the end of the day, because you want to live a don't care life. So even if you go to work, are you going to behave the same at your workplace? No.
Okay. Kuna hili swali hapa, someone asking, I don't know if you can read it. Go ahead.
Shiro, we have a lot going in Bedspace. Mfano packaging. How do you control this in Bedspace to ensure everyone is comfortable? Because not everyone in for that. Exactly. This is what I was telling you. Like for me, I have gents room alone. Women don't go there. That room is for men. Which means if that room is for men, the packaging will never be going on there. If you want to do the packaging and what, get a partition. We have partitions for couple. Come, take with your wife, your girlfriend, or whoever, and live there. And you will not disturb anyone. In only the rest are seeing, expect those people to feel. People need to be comfortable also. So there are those people with mixed bed space. They live anyhow. It's okay. There are those people who have couple beds, and you find a couple is sleeping down and someone is on top of them. It's okay. Even me, I had that before, earlier in the beginning in the business. Actually, mine was also couple. But there are so many reasons that made me sit down and decide, let's go for this ladies' room, whereby a lady will be even comfortable when you are dressing. You are all ladies in that room, or you are all gents in that room. That's how it is. But my main, like if you see someone commenting negative, there are those people who come, they want to live their way. You cannot tell them anything. And they just arrived from Kenya. There are people who are like that. They don't want to know the rules. Not forgetting that this is a business. This is not a family thing or a Kenyan thing. You won't say that I go and collect the rent from the consulate. It's you who pay the rent, whether those people are inside the house or not, as what you agreed with the agreement. But people don't know that. People just want to live by their rules. You told someone there is no drinking in the house. He want to come with that beer so that he get you angry, or he see what you can do. How can you get angry? And that person, you see someone is looking for a job. You wonder. So I would say that by the time I came to a conclusion, I will only deal with working people only. I was also frustrated in so many ways. And Habs, you can imagine when you are dealing with someone from Kenya, you advise them, you give all this is a requirement. You agree, they send you the ticket, I will arrive on a certain date. I myself personally am at the airport, even at 2 a.m., picking someone. You pick someone at the airport, you come in the house. This person, sometimes, I remember even there are people who used to arrive. They're arriving today, maybe at night. Tomorrow there is a certain walk-in. And I already asked for all the information. They sent me their CV. We edited the whole CV. They arrive, sleep for some few hours, and go for the interview or for the walking interview. But at the end of the day, the way that person is going to treat you, oh my God, you will wonder, you will regret. Those are Kenyans.
So I don't know. I don't know how to approach this, but you talked about our Kenya the Bedspace owners wanadanganya hata makasati sijui ukilipa 200,000 atakufanyia ABCD itakuwa
Yes.
inclusive of the package na atapata kazi.
Yeah.
Why do you think such is happening? Is it because Wakenya hawataki kusikia what we are telling them, ama people are assuming that since huyu ni Mkenya na ako na Bedspace they know much about jobs and everything?
Okay, number one, I would say there is some kind of ignorance. Just like you see, most of the time post will go around that don't deal with agents. If you want to come and tarmac, don't trust agents. But a week later, you just see another post. I was conned. I was conned. People know very well. We have visa agents like Wycliffe, Primrose, Stylex, and there are others. You know they are very genuine, and you know because people have worked with them and you recommend them to them. But at the end of the day, someone will go for someone maybe who is a little bit cheaper or somewhere, and then you see a post, I was conned. So number one, there is ignorance. Many people, they get to ignore things. They don't care. I'm telling you, and this is an attitude. The attitude is this don't care attitude is the worst, because it is affecting many people in so many ways. Or you tell someone something, you advise, and they feel you know nothing. Who are you to advise me? Why should I go by your advice? Okay, you are not doing it to gain anything from them. You are just helping, you are just advising. So you see, someone knows very well this is the way, but they will follow another way. Even I was just talking today with someone and I said, it's so funny that you'll tell someone just ahead there is a very big hole, you will go in. And this person doesn't care. He will just go direct into the hole. And when he's inside, he falls down. That's when he's calling you. Nilingia kwa shimo. Niko kwa shimo ndani, kujeni munitoe. So you see, ignorance. Sometimes, I don't know, some people, they despise things you tell them. They just feel, okay, aliniambia. Lakini, pia huyu, unajua hapa na save kitu kidogo. Let me go for this. So that is I would say many people, they like that lady. I can tell you that lady we met in the streets, and she narrated her whole story, how she gave the 200,000 to someone in Abuel. She was promised a job. Everything was inclusive in that 200,000. And it's so unfortunate, even after a week, the lady owning the Bedspace, she's not working. I think she said it's like she came to realize it's someone like, she has a Bedspace, but she's, I don't know, Kaliwali or something. And even she wanted to try and get her into another job of selling herself. And the lady went back home, less the 200, less the job, with the remembering to go and pay the loan in KWFT, which was very, very bad.
I don't know. I think there's a lady who asked about the packages. Nitamtumia the link and ajisome because kuna wengine hawapendi kusoma. So Shiro, you said you're going to show us around the the partitions sijui kama iko available so we can see.
Oh, I wanted to show, but I see many people have arrived. You know, it's almost 6. Many people are coming back from work. And you know,
Okay.
now you can't go inside someone's room and you start showing them all in the, like in the gents' room, I would have shown you. But now there are people who have just come back from work. So you know you can't just go and start showing people around. But I wish it was during in sometimes, especially morning hours or by 2 p.m. Many people are not in the house. All people are at work. Yeah.
Kuna hilo swali hapo, there's a question there.
Mm-hmm. Can two people share the same bed space, same gender? Like share the same bed or bed space? You see the question also, is it share the bed or share the bed space? People can share bed
Maybe
space.
actually there's a confusion between the bed and the bed space. Can you explain to Kenyans?
The bed
I'm
space
sure
is the
I'm,
place
I'm
where
sure I'm
you
sure
hmm?
a bed
The
space
bed.
like a room. Let's explain
Mhm,
it
yeah,
in a manual way.
yeah, bed space. When you talk about bed space, it includes everything. Like you have the room where people sleep, you have the kitchen, you have the washroom, maybe you have a dining table or guest area or reception area, like that. That is a bed space. But the bed is the bed you pay for. The bed where you sleep, you yourself, that is where your bed is. So that is the
So
bed.
maybe
And I think this person is like asking, can same gender share the same bed? Okay, it depends. Like for me, in my place, the bed is the 90 by what? 90 by 190. So 90 by 190 bed is for a single person. It's not for couple. Because the beds that whereby you see people saying you can share the same bed, it's the bigger bed. It's the bigger bed. But now the smaller bed, people cannot share. And people will not understand, even it is the longevity of that bed. Like you can hear people telling you, can we share can you share a bed up, an upper bed? So you can imagine all the weight and down there is someone. So for me, I prefer a single person in every bed.
sijui anauliza I don't know what he's trying to mean or to insinuate. Sijui kama umeona hilo swali Shiro.
Naulizaje kwani bed space ni ya opposite gender? It depends. We have bed space. You see there are people who advertise my place is for ladies only. There are people who will say it's for gents only. And there are many who say it is a mixed. So men, you find a lady sleeping down and a gent is up. Or sometimes you find a couple sleeping down and a lady up. That is a mixed bed space.
Okay. I think ameelewa. Now we are running out of time. What do you need Kenyans to know about bed spaces? Maybe from today we won't have cases of sijui mtu ametupwa nje au sijui nini au sijui bed space owner amekatalia passport.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, okay, let's say for example, for me, what I would say, especially for those people coming to look for a job, let's not talk about the working people, because most of the working people at the end of the month, they will pay you their rent. Even though still we have working people who have the don't care attitude. Sometimes someone wants to stay in your house. I think it's like for free. I don't understand. But if you're coming to look for a job, you know very well you are coming to look for it. Just as you paid for the visa and for the ticket, prepare your rent in order. Don't come all the way from Kenya. You board a plane, you're in the plane coming to land, not having rent to pay the house. And you don't have maybe relative or someone you talk to, maybe you're going to host me or not. That's so funny. You cannot board a plane, you come and you say, You go to a bed space and then you start giving the owner stories. This person is also paying bills. The checks for the house, we have, if you are on a tenancy agreement, you know the house you're paying on a check. So you can imagine the person is in the house and then you go and pay, you are not able even to pay to clear your checks or something. It's better even when the bed is empty, you know, okay, I'm struggling for this if I'm not helping someone, and it's, but if you are coming to search for a job, come prepared. Just as you pay the visa, just as you pay the rent, the ticket, pay the rent for to the bed space owner, because of they're also running that bed space. It's not that nobody is being given a place free, and at the end of the day, their bills also. The internet you are using to search for that job, it's being paid for. The day where it's been paid for. So you see, all these things we should look. This is my fellow Kenyan. I'm a Kenyan. You see, if someone comes to you and stays for 3 months and maybe they renew the visa and they have the difficulty, now you understand already this person have renewed the visa. They have stayed with you for 3 good months. At least you know them for those 3 good months. Even if he tells you, I will pay you on a certain date, you see, you have that attachment. At least you have known this person. But don't tell me direct from the airport to the house, I don't have rent. How? Even who will host you? Even I don't know what kind of a person is this. You know, even when you stay with someone for a month or 2 months, you know that you get to know the person, their behavior, their character. You get to understand that person. But for me, what I would say, Kenyans, you go to someone's bed space. This bed space, no matter if it is a small, it is a 1 room, it is a 1 bedroom, it is a 2 bedroom, it's whatever it is that person's investment. They put money into it. Respect that. They have put rules. The very first day you came, you saw the rules. The first day you came, you read all the rules, you understood. In this house, I'm not supposed to drink. In this house, I cook, I clean, I leave the place clean. Why should you stay for the first month like an angel? And then the second month, you start turning to be someone else. You cannot be told anything. And also there is something that is really, really beating us Kenyans. Jealousy. You came to my house, you found me living the way I'm living. You don't know the struggles I've been through. You don't know how many years I have worked to be where I am. You just came from Kenya. You are looking for a job. You expect, your expectation towards that person is different. Why should you be jealous of your countrymen, people, when they're doing well? When you're in need, these are the people who will help you. But if you're someone with an attitude, someone who is always, you see, there are people who are jealous. You hear them talking, even you hear saying, kwani yeye, kwa nini anaishi hapo, yeye anaishi room yake peke yake, kwa nini sisi tunakaa huku? This is a cost. Everything that happens, it is a cost. You are new, you just barely came from Kenya, you are tamarking, and you start sitting down discussing the landlady of the bed space. Ati mtu sijui anaishi master bedroom peke yake. That is, kuna reasons. Me, I always say everything is two-way traffic and everything have reasons. Like my job now, what I'm doing now, I'm entitled to stay alone. I'm doing online classes. I cannot go and you are under the bed and the student is asking you, Miss, which other? Miss, you see, there are reasons that make someone to be what you're doing or where you are. And if you live in someone's house with accordance to the rules of that house, you're going to live a very peaceful way. And I always tell people, you can live like a family. For me, I prefer when we live with people, let's live like a family. When you're living like a family, even when I know, yeah?
Is age a factor when you're looking for the tenants?
For me, nowadays it is. I promised myself what I've gone through with people above 45, I don't want. I promised myself and I pray to God, I don't want to live with anyone, whether a lady or a man who is above 45 or even 40. These people sometimes they come and stress you. And you find someone, you took someone like a family or like a friend, they just want and come and they will just look at the situation or look at you and they want to overturn your house. You find someone even telling people, let's leave, we can look for another place. And this person found these people living there, but you want to disrupt everything. So for me nowadays, I consider age. Above, there is that age I don't want to keep near me. You know, sometimes you like, I have had people above 50, I have had people above 55. So it's like my mom is 57. So just tell me, I'm telling my mom, you cooked in the gas, can you clean it? Even I feel ashamed. Or you left this place in a mess, you feel ashamed. But you see, people who there is an age, you tell someone, you know, you feel, even I will feel like I'm telling this person, or you keep on repeating something to someone. There are things that when you look at them, even they are dangerous. Something like a pressure cooker. You tell someone, you have written it very well there. You want to boil your cereal and everything, you can use the pressure cooker. If you don't know how to use it, please just inquire from me. And you find someone will go put the cereals in the pressure cooker, put it in the gas without the knob that releases all the pressure that can actually, that's very dangerous. And she will put it just like that and don't care. I don't care what will happen. So you see, this is someone who is older than you. You cannot tell them. You tell them once, twice, thrice. You feel, oh my God, this is enough. So for me, age is also a factor nowadays.
I noticed most of you people, the Bedspace owners, don't put your rent or your price or your charges publicly. Why do you hide? Or you
For me,
charge, do you charge people differently
no,
for
I
the
don't.
same bed?
No, it's the same for everyone. It's the same for everyone. And if I have ever charged someone different, maybe there was a situation. Sometimes, like especially after COVID, I remember there is someone who came and even showed me the salary he was receiving, very low, less. Okay, like for us, we cook together, we eat together. Whatever we cook, that's what we eat, all of us. If we have cooked kamukimo, we are eating that, all of us. So I told him, since like the food is there and the rent, you see, this person have a family back home. So I had to reduce. I gave him less 50 dirham. And also, it was also a problem because he eventually told the rest, you are paying more than me. So you see, Kenyans, may God help us. That's all. My prayer is God to help us.
So, Shiro. So maybe in future you'll find time to show us around the rooms
Yeah,
mkonazo.
I will. Yeah.
And I think from today Kenyans watakuwa more conversant on what they need to know or to have before they go to UAE for tamaking. One last shot, Shiro. Talk to Kenyans in general about job search, about how to live in Dubai, everything. You have 1 minute.
Okay, like for instance, I would say, like, if you're coming to UAE to look for a job, you know yourself, you know your character, you know your attitude. Please, can you leave it at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and board the plane? When you come here, this is a different place with their rules and what. You know that I feel that most of us Kenyans, even when you see sometimes people are looking for job, you go, Kenya, you people, you drink, you fight. You see the questions even these people, most of the people ask or look at us in a way. It is because of the attitude, even not the character, but the attitude. Like some people feel, okay, this is a Filipino, is my team leader or my what can he tell me? You see, this attitude in Kenyans, we should leave it away. We should throw it away in the garbage. That attitude that no one should tell you something, or nobody, who is this person telling me this? And if you go to work somewhere, everywhere we have rules, we have procedures, we have protocols to be followed. Can we live in on this? And that way we will move forward, no matter what comes your way. And when you put God first in everything, people tend even to frustrate Bedspace owners, let me tell you. There are people who come to your house with intentions, with, I can say maybe like with a mission. They want to frustrate you. They come and see the way you live, they just want to frustrate you. Why do you want to frustrate someone? I always tell people it's not a human being who have the say in a person's life. Our life is in the hands of God, and He has a final say. People can come into a place, frustrate you, they can leave, and God brings others who are genuine. So people should stop having this attitude, frustrating others. So many things that happen. You see, someone is going to work tomorrow, but he's heavily drunk. You wonder why. And you know very well you're working. You know, if me, I always tell someone, if you're living in my house and you have to drink, that's your life. I don't mind. Go wherever you will go, drink and do what. But come in the house. If you shower, you go to your bed, you are not vomiting on other people, you are not abusing people. That's your life. That's your personal life. Everyone we have our life, and kila mtu kuna vile anataka kuishi maisha yake, lakini sisi wa Kenya tumejiwekea vikwazo vingi sana, na ndio unaona sometimes tuna struggle kupata job UAE sahi. Na si UAE peke yake, ni Gulf mzima. Many people are struggling now, and even people are not keeping jobs. Mtu anapata job, anaifanya muda mfupi, ashaondoka. Why? You have that attitude. I cannot be told. I cannot be under someone. That is the attitude. But if we keep all these attitudes away, we love one another, we support and help one another. You know, sometimes even people can frustrate you, even that heart of helping in you, that generosity in you comes out. Even you see someone suffering and you are able to do something, you are able to help in one way or another, not only financially. There are so many ways you can help a person, not only with money. You can help a person even by praying for them. But people, they want to live totally a different life. And this is not fair. People should change. People should go to that level, another level. Let's change. Let's look for the way we can build ourselves. Or when I see someone is doing very well in life, I'm happy for them. You just tap into that and say, oh my God, she has this. I pray and I tap to that. I will also have it in future. But don't tell me you are Tamaka, you arrived today. You saw someone with something who is working, and you already want that something, and you didn't even get the job. First, focus on what you're doing. Focus on your job search, and then go to the next level. Everybody came from that tamaking. Most of the people we tamak to be where we are. And don't envy something that is not yours. Even the Bible is against all these things. But you see someone came, they are new, they are barely less than even a month. Oh, you do this, you have this, you see, and they start talking like, oh, I'm going to do that soon. First of all, focus on your goal. What is your goal? It's to get a job. Let's stop fighting one another as Kenyans. You know very well, I gave you my house. It's not my house. I'm also given, and whatever you want to do to me as your tenant, as your landlady, I don't do it to my Emirati landlord, and I wouldn't even dare. But Kenyans, they want to come. We want to live like this. You cannot tell us. Where I was living before, I was living like this. In Dubai, we all work under different schedules. Don't tell me you will come in the house. You want to do something to other people who are sleeping, or maybe everyone have their own time of going to work, coming back. So we are not the same. Let us respect that. Let us respect one another. But for Kenyans, we really need to pray. We just say sometimes, like maybe Filipinos, they get all the jobs. The Marathis love the Filipinos, but can I tell you something? Filipinos are very humble, very, very humble. And I will say this and say it again. Kenyans, we are not humble. A Filipino, even when you are working with them, even sometimes when they are supposed to go overtime, they will accept, just knowing that they really need that job. But as Kenyans, we want to, I don't care. What the hell? All this attitude will take us nowhere. And you see, that's why you see most of the Filipinos, even if they have their own way of life, they really need to, they really survive even working. Like now you see there are Filipinos. I know of a friend of mine who was working, and she was being paid 8,500 dirham, and she lost her job. She was terminated, and she got another offer of 3,500. And guess what? Even it was not a discussion or what, she went for the job. Why? I asked her, why did you go for that job? And she said, it doesn't matter the amount, but you see, I will have the documents, I will be legally in UAE, I have my visa, I have this, and I'm still working. So I can still aim to go back at that level. But sometimes you'll see, like Kenyans, you're earning 8,500, you are being called for a job of 4,000. I don't want, even I would rather go home. I don't know, I would do what or what. So there is this attitude we need to keep it off. And let us love one another. For me, even people there are people who will say that Shiro is very tough, she's very strict. I hate attitude with passion. And the moment you show me attitude, we don't get along. I hate attitude because I know it is failing us. Most of us in UAE, it is really, really failing us. We normally say most cases that there are people, even when they know there is a job at your workplace, they will not tell you. I have mentored so many people to join schools as learning support assistants. But sometimes you can mentor someone, you can guide someone all the way from Kenya. Someone who is just back at home in Kenya, please, can you do this? Can you do this course? Do this, follow this, go and do this. And when you're arriving at the airport, you already know what is your goal. You already know what you want. I'm going to be an LSA. Shiro told me this and this and that. And someone comes in here within a week, you connect them, you tell them, let's follow this, and they get a job. Within 2 weeks, they are against you. You who showed them everything, they are against you, they are frustrating you, they are talking behind your back. So you wonder, then how do we help each other? How do we help one another? It's unfair. And then these people are the same people who start saying, oh, that Shiro, she frustrates people. That Shiro, she's very strict. She's very what? I'm very strict. I live according to my law. If you came to live in my house, these are the rules. Let's abide by them. And if we abide by them, we are going to live as friends, as family for a long time. But you don't tell me, you come and show me attitude. Nimepika, hiyo gasi nitaosha baadaye. So what do you expect the next person coming to use it? Our problem is attitude. This attitude is way too bad. I would prefer everyone to leave it at Jomo Kenyatta before you board a plane to UAE. And that way we are going to move forward.
All right, asante sana Shiro. I think Wakenya wamekusikia, and from my side, I believe wale wako na attitude are going to change, and we are going to help one another. All right, I have to end from here. Shiro, asante sana. Once again, thank you very much for always being part of this great family. There was a question I wanted to ask. Nakuuliza wewe.
Okay.
I think you've been around for quite some time. Where do you think, as KID, we are not? Where do you think there's lack of information? Are we doing enough?
Oh, I would really say that there is a lot of information in that group, a lot of information. Even when you see people saying I was conned or things happened, there is great information in the group. There is great information in the group. We get a lot of information from all these carers group, and kids in particular, perhaps what you have done, you're enlightening people on more and more things. So many things you have really enlightened people. So I don't think there is a place I would say kids is failing in this way or that way. I would say it's a great job that you're doing, a great job, and we highly appreciate this because you see, like so many things, like even like Teresi and Jerry's story, you see it through the groups and through what many people were able to do what we did for her. So there is a lot of enlightenment from the groups.
All right, Sasa, thank you very much, Shiro. You have a nice evening and let's keep in touch.
Thank you very much. Nice evening too.
All right, bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye.